Pick a number between 1 and 3. That is your weekly tarot reading for January 8th to January 15th, 2024. Okay, when cards are face down, they are important because it means that we don't want to see it. So we basically block that energy from even being able to see it. And we pushed it very far down into our subconscious. And there's quite a few face down. Every card here is face down except for one. And if you chose card number one, the two cards that popped out are both face down, something you don't want to see. All right. Oh, no wonder you don't want to see this. Three of Swords reverse. Yeah, like it is time to really look and examine this heartbreak. It's like open heart surgery this week where you're really just opening yourself up to really look at the tar and the darkness and the black that's been on your heart that's causing the heart attack, the cardiac arrest of your heart. So it is time this week to just really explore how you've been feeling, like in a very legit way, in a very honest and open, exposing and vulnerable way, especially leading in to 2024. Like if we can start our year being open and vulnerable with how we feel and not having that fear of isolation like we experienced in 2023, it is a huge empowerment, a massive empowerment. So this week, you're going through open heart surgery where you have to really look at how you're feeling, look at the darkness that's been placed on your heart, and start figuring out, okay, now that I'm assessing it, now that I'm open, what do I need? Where am I lacking love? Where am I lacking vulnerability and openness? And where am I blocking the opportunity to be loved, which is a huge self-esteem thing. If we don't feel good about ourselves, how are we ever going to allow somebody to love us? So we block love, and that is why we are in a form of cardiac arrest. The second card, which is face down, is this Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords represents, as you can, like, it's pretty obvious, like this person is so uncomfortable. They're literally in bed crying. Like if you're in bed crying, you know shit is bad, right? Because bed is our haven, it's our safe space. And a lot of times we end up lying next to the reason why we are so heartbroken, and there's nothing we can do about it. And a lot of times when we're in bed, that's also when we're the most vulnerable. Our spirit leaves the body for astral projection at night. One thing I'm a huge advocate for is if you've had relations with somebody who doesn't have good intentions for you now, like it was a bad breakup or what have you, rearrange your room or get a new bedspread, because if they can think about you in bed when you're in that state of relaxation, that state of openness and basic like spiritual vulnerability, and if they don't have the most pure and positive intentions towards you, that is doing damage while you are at rest. So this week, it's a recognition that you are heartbroken. There is a darkness on your heart that wants to be exposed, and it comes out in the form of discomfort, especially at bedtime when you're supposed to be sleeping. You have that unrest. You wake up tired. You know that something is just not allowing you to rest. It's keeping you very uncomfortable. And this week, it's don't do anything but just explore it. It's just the surgeon opening up, looking around. What do we need to pull out here? Don't do anything but be vulnerable and open to exploring it. And then wait a couple of weeks before you start to kind of go in and do what you need to do in order to clear that. All right. If you chose card number two, we have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands in my books is always a message coming in. It's fast. It's right there. It's saying, this is what you need to know. It's like a messenger, right? So I pulled another card asking, what is this message? Because we get messages every day. We're inundated with messages constantly. So I wanted to know, what specific message do we have to look out for? This card also came out face down, meaning it's something that even when it comes in, we're not going to want to look at it. We're not going to want to see it. Something that goes into the spam or the junk mail or the hidden requests. But take a look at it. It's an opportunity to put something out there. And it may make you very anxious. It may make you very like self-conscious, but it is a very important thing. So a message comes in, says, hey, do you want to do something that's going to make you really uncomfortable and anxious? The answer is yes, because if it's showing up in this reading, it's obviously important. And anxiety has been such a crutch for our society recently. Who cares? Like, I know that's very insensitive to say who cares when it comes to our anxieties, but yeah, be anxious and still do the thing. That's the courage. That's the dragon year that says we're scared as hell, but we're still going to go for it and do it. who cares? They don't actually care that you're anxious. You're the only one that cares about your nerves and your anxiety, right? So if they don't care, why should we care? Like I said, I know it's super insensitive, but it is a Dragon 8 year. We can put all that next year, all that anxiety. This year, we just basically have to fake it till we make it. So this message is coming in for you this week saying, put yourself out there. It's going to make you feel really uncomfortable, but go for it. All right, if you chose card number 3, this card was also face down, something we don't want to look at, and it is the 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles is recognizing that we have a lot to show for what we've accomplished. Like, we are mentors. It's so crazy how we think that we don't know enough, and then all it takes is somebody who knows just a little bit less than us to be like, wow, you know a lot. And it's like, well, I feel like I wasn't doing my work. I feel like I wasn't growing. But just by the very act of being alive, every day you're growing, you're learning more. Just by waking up in the morning, you are a mentor. You are somebody who has more wisdom, more advantage over the people behind you that are waiting for your wisdom, for your guidance. So this week, it's just recognizing and basically busting out your life resume and saying, wow, look at actually all that I've accomplished. Like, I've done a lot. I've got a lot to be grateful for. I've achieved a lot. It may not look like it because I keep comparing myself to people who are in front of me, but I'm not even realizing that I'm still an inspiration for the people who are behind me, and not to live in a comparative way, but just to realize our self-worth, our value, right? We are all part of a collective. And the more we recognize where we're at and the what we have to offer based on where we're at, the better the collective gets, because we're all living within that energy of knowingness and knowing that we're all part of that lineage, that line of abundance and flowing and prosperity and awareness. All right. Love you guys. I will see you next week. And as always, if you need a personalized reading, check the description below. All right. Bye.